I welcome you all to the session called Leadership Practices. I am convinced significantly that leadership can make or break the teams. I have the opportunity of working with great leaders, and I want to share those practices with you in this session. Let me first start with one example. We were working in a team, and in that team, there is one architect. He is our champion. In many projects, he helped us technically as well as coordinating with customer wise. He owns. When he is there, we have a great confidence that the project will be on track technically, the solutioning will be on the right side, and customer will be happy. So that kind of confidence we have on him. We worked with him in many projects, and all those projects were successful. While we are working in one project, the customer has reached out to him and said, "We want to recruit you with more salary." Now, this gentleman said, "I don't want to come." Now, the customer has asked, "Why?" Then this gentleman said, "I am more convinced that I should continue with my current company because I really like the leadership. They have given me enough opportunities that have enabled me. They have experimented many opportunities where there were certain times where I could not succeed, but the leadership has supported me so that I could experiment and innovate. The leadership is more connected to me. The leadership is more transparent to me. I'm more connected to them, and I want to work with this organization only." This is the kind of example this gentleman have said. Now, with this, you can understand how leadership can actually bind people together and can lead to creative and productive environments. Friends, there was another experience where I was working with one multinational company. Now, we were working for a customer. It's a large product company customer. Now, there is a call to me from that customer company and said, "Many people who reported to you, they are working for us. They have given very good feedback about you. Why don't you come and join us?" Now, I said, "No, I want to continue with the current company." So these are the examples of proper leaders influencing us to work in an environment and contribute to innovation and productivity. Now, if I analyze why these things are happening, okay, first example, if you see, the leaders are emanating positive vibes, okay, towards the people. That means they are modeling right behaviors around us. So we thought about it. What are those attributes that they are able to model? The first thing is they are honest. When you say honesty, that means that the leaders try to dig into the details and they try to identify what the truth is, and they tell the truth assertively and they communicate the truth always. So their communication is always one. They may take some time in analyzing the situation, speaking out to multiple people, but once they arrive at a situation, they're convinced that this is the truth, and they keep talking the same thing, and they are honest because they speak the same thing, they support the truth, and they communicate the truth. The second attribute that the leaders are emanating is the forward looking. That means the leaders always take the team along with them. That means even if we do certain mistakes, they basically make us look forward, and they want us to see the goal that we are looking. They have clearer goal, and basis on that clearer goal, they wanted to see all the situations through us. So they're always forward looking. The third thing is the leaders are competent. When I say they're competent, they can understand technology, they can understand management, they can understand finance, and they can understand customer coordination in different facets. Their primary strengths can be technology, but they're also equally expert in other areas. They try to learn, if at all there is any something that is little unknown to them, they try to learn by spending extra hours, and they try to make themselves equipped so that whatever their report is talk to them, they can not only understand but also advise them properly. So friends, I'm telling you, nowadays competency is the primary quality that actually attracts the subordinates to look upon to the leaders. So the third thing that is actually coming out as a distinct leadership quality is competency. The fourth one is inspiring. See, whenever you go and talk to them, you receive a positive vibes. For example, the moment you join them in the morning, then they say good morning, and the power of that is very energetic, cheering, and some heart touching. They emanate positive vibes. Okay, that's the fourth one. The fifth one is the time management. Okay, so they ensure that they come to the office on time. They transform the entire culture. See, they don't tell to anybody, because I'm coming on time, you also come on time. No, they keep doing the right thing every day, so that slowly it gets into the culture. So these leaders pay great respect to the time management. That means they ensure that they report to office 15 minutes before their time, and they leave office also early. That means on time. I mean, they may not be slogging all the time. 95% of the times they leave on time, or 1 hour extra, that's all. But they may not be slogging till midnight, because they understand the greater cause of controlling the culture of organization. If the leader is coming late, and everybody takes it for a toss, so they come on time, and they they spend the enough hours in office, they leave on time, and also towards meeting they join on time, they leave on time, their calendar is up to date. If you want to meet them, you can check their calendar. And I've seen certain leaders who closes their door when they're talking, and as soon as their meeting is over, then they open their door. That means if the door is open, you can actually go and talk to them. So such kind of silent attributes they'll be emanating. So in the current case of whatever the technical architect that I talked about it, the leaders basically in this example, they are emanating the attributes called honesty and forward-looking, competent, and inspiring, and time management. In addition to that, they are also very transparent. That means they take the company objectives in mind, and they ensure enough transparency, not over transparency, but enough transparency. So they are transparent. And also the leaders pay great attention to feedback, because if you ask me, we always think we are right from our perspective, but it's only when you look from others' perspective, that can be an employee, that can be a customer, that can be a third party partner, right? So only when you look yourself from others' point of view, you can actually see how you are perceived. Friends, please understand, it is not just important that we are competent and right. It is also important that we are perceived as right. Both are important, right? That's why the feedback helps here. So they are, first attribute is honesty. Second attribute is forward looking. Third attribute is competent. Fourth attribute is inspiring. Fifth attribute is transparency. Sixth attribute is feedback seeking. These are the attributes that we have seen in the current example. Okay, so let's go to the second example now. Okay, I was working at Chennai. Okay, so I was having 1 year experience. I did some preparation on Visual Basic and some databases like MS Access and SQL Server. I was, my expertise level is very basic. Now, the Chennai multinational company they were working on COBOL AS400 mainframes. 95% of their workforce was working on COBOL AS400 mainframes. So because of which the Visual Basic is, it was very new to the entire workforce. So there was a group head, okay? So probably he was managing around 500 to 600 people, a very big shot, okay? So that group head walked to me and said, Krishnamurthy, why don't you write a software application using Visual Basic, and you can help tracking the employees of our account. That means using this software, we can track employee details, their passport details, their personal details, and their project details, which project they got allocated to, and also the some other hardware resource details also, so that we can better manage the account. So he asked me to write that software application. With 1 year experience in IT industry, I was not competent to write a software at that point in time. So I told to him, look, it's a good job, but I can't write because I never have written any software application. And also I'm coming from a non-computer science background. So he said, no problem, you can write it. Okay, just go ahead and start doing necessary preparation. Because in that center, there were no seniors who can help me, because entire workforce and staff, they were working on COBOL mainframes. So Visual Basic is new to them, and the open systems are new to them. So it's only that, I was given a terminal, I have to install Visual Basic, I have to install the database, and I have to learn. And, I was taking a book from a library, and I have to learn. So at that point in time, my leader has kept confidence in me. So he also explained the greater purpose, saying that this software is used. It can be used in terms of tracking employee details, and many categories of employee information can be stored here, and it will be used to better manage the account. So there are two gains he told me. Number one is this software can help a better cause of tracking employee details. And second thing is, he said it will be a good experience to you in terms of building the product right from the requirements. So he said, I will give requirements and you develop it. And believe me, I was really amazed that, somebody is keeping confidence in me. So I started learning. I was the first person who used to log in the office. That means around 6 a.m. I used to come to the office, and around 11:30 p.m. is where I used to leave the office. Because in those days, there is no electronic system where swipe in, swipe out. It's all about a log. There's a big ledger is there. In that book, we have to write. And my name used to be the first person of the entry, and my name used to be the last entry, leaving the office. It is like this, I want to work. It is not that, somebody has assigned work to me. So basically, the way the leader talked to me, the way the leader has kept trust in me, and every day he used to meet me between 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. because he was a busy man, he's a big shot, and he used to give requirements. He used to listen what I have progressed carefully, and cheeriness is there, a smiley face is there on his face. Okay, so I feel very much happy to explain the progress to him. Okay, today I have done this, tomorrow I'm planning to do this. And he used to listen very carefully. Any small progress that I make, he used to appreciate. And believe me, it used to be a very positive association. So slowly, I used to like that 7:30 to 8 p.m. meetings with him, and the rest of the day, I used to work to show progress by end of the day, right? So he used to give direct inputs of what kind of requirements I have to implement, and he used to appreciate the progress. Now, the next thing is, when we worked like this, then ultimately the product has come, and we rolled out the product, and it was useful in terms of tracking the account at that point in time. Now, in this process, what has happened is, we all the 600 or 700 member staff, we were having an outing one day, right? So as part of the team outing, we were playing cricket match, and I was fielding at the boundary level. Now, in the audience, the group head is there. Some other big shots from other accounts have come. So this gentleman is telling to him, look, this guy, his name is Krishnamurthy. He learned Visual Basic on his own. There was nobody in the account, in the floor, who knew it. He has developed this particular application. It is helpful to us. You give a task to him, he will achieve it. So those words were like, it is like, those words made myself convinced that I can be relevant to software industry, because I did in a non-computer science background. My education was a non-computer science background. And now as a developer, I was transforming towards a software industry. And his confidence in me, his words in me, his encouragement about me has made me believe in myself. He's not only talking about me, he started talking, explaining, okay, you see the person who is feeling at that spot, he has done so and so thing. And this guy has got this capability. And he started showing some other person and said, this guy got a good customer appreciation, right? So basically, he is believing in his team. He is seeing the positivity of the team. He is very fond of the team, right? So his belief in the team is making the team connected, right? And that is where a creative environment has come, right? And now taking it forward, now what happened is, suddenly on one day, he stopped coming to the office for about 7 days. So he, being a big shot, I couldn't ask why he was not coming, but people said he's on leave. Probably he may take 3 more days. So after 7 days, he came to the office at around 7 o'clock in the night. He reported 7 o'clock in the night. So my meeting was at 7:30. So I rushed, saying that, okay, my leader has come. Let me go and meet him. Now, 7:30, he was cheerful. And I explained the progress of last 1 week. He provided the direction. Now the meeting ended at 8 p.m. Now I came out. Then the other colleagues have reached out to me, senior colleagues, and said, why did you meet him at this point in time? He probably must be upset. I said, why? He said, his wife got expired seven days back. So he probably may not be in the right mood. I said, but I didn't experience that. He was just normal to me, the way he used to talk. So cutting it short, if you ask me what kind of examples we can take from this experience, number one, the leaders enable us. The leaders make us believe in ourselves. When you work with good leaders, you don't feel that you are working for somebody who has it's not an assigned task. It is a task that I want to do. They connect us to a greater purpose. So they have that capability that, we are working because we want to work. It's no more somebody has assigned to us. It is that, I want to work because I'm connected to the bigger cause. So these kind of examples, and the leaders are committed to their work. That means in this case, even though he has a personal problem, he did not show that on his face. He was as cheerful as he is. And so basically, the leaders, they like their job, they're committed, they believe in their people, they enable people. So these kind of attributes you can sense, and they do great wonders on the field. So team, let us now understand what did we understand about the leadership capabilities in this example. Okay, let me write it down. Entrusts in employees means enablement, right? Enablement. The third thing is they like their work. And they work for a cause, for a greater cause. And so they give time for creative and productive ideas, and they can easily be reachable. They show smiley the smile/cheeriness on their face. Yeah. So, and let's see, they are very humble. And they respect they respect employees. I mean, they don't show that, we are big shots kind of a thing. They show respect towards us. So this is what we have understood from the example. Now, in the third example, I was having around 12 years of experience. I was a dynamic and booming, energetic delivery manager. So I was managing big teams, and we used to talk at the center level, at the Hyderabad center level, where we all accounts meet, and we discuss about what we have progressed and any issues, quality wise, customer wise, delivery wise. Now, the environment is anybody can question anybody. That is a ground rule. So what I used to do is, if there is something wrong, I used to question then and there itself. I was thinking that I am contributing to the bigger cause. If something is wrong, we should tell. So likewise, I used to question in other accounts issues, and they used to question me, and this is how it used to grow. Now, I was not knowing that, some managers are not appreciating my questioning. I was not knowing it. Just that, I subscribe to the principle of transparency. I subscribe to the principle of if there is something wrong, we can question and help them to correct it. So I was not minding of, I'm a relatively less experienced person compared to them. No, I was not minding all those things. Monthly quality improvement council starts, and we all used to meet, and there used to be big debate. And if something is wrong, I used to question. And if somebody is asking questions on my projects, and I used to respond. And whatever ideas that got discussed there, we used to take, and we used to translate into actions, and we used to show progress. This is how it is. This is my mindset. But others used to think that, this guy is unnecessarily questioning, and this guy is probably not relevant in his comments, kind of stuff. But they never used to tell me. This happened for years. So I was working with one supervisor, and one day he said, Krishnamurthy, for the last 3 years, you are not getting promotion. Do you know why? I said, there is a slowdown is there, and because of which business is not increasing. So because of that, our teams are not growing, and because of that, I'm not getting promotion. He said, no. At the Hyderabad center level, you are the first hard worker I can rate. But because you are not choosing right time, what to talk, when to talk, how to talk, you are actually being rated low. And I think that consciousness you are not having. And because of that, you are not relevant. And because of that, the teams are not perceiving, the bigger leadership team is not perceiving you right. See, friends, I'm telling you, at the Hyderabad level, in that organization, I got the best manager award from, from the chairman of that company, the top CEO of that company. It's a big multinational company, right? It's a prestigious award. Now, having received such award, and receiving this feedback was very difficult for me. It's like he told right as right. He told right feedback to me by ensuring that he is nice to me, but he preferred right over nice. He said, you do not have a proper communication skills with respect to what to talk, when to talk, how to talk, and that is acting against you, he told me. And he told it in a direct way, aggressive way, keeping my interest in mind. But at that point in time, I was in crossroads. It was difficult to take the feedback. But believe me, I told to myself, why my supervisor has to tell this feedback to me? He has interest in my growth. That is the reason why he has given this feedback. Now, let me work on it. And I started working on it. Believe me, my friends, that supervisor, that leader has given me more marketability to me and to my contributions. In the rest of my experience so far, I was very conscious. Am I talking right? Is it the opportunity that I should speak? Is it that I only have to speak? Or am I choosing proper words? And am I using proper tools? For example, certain times, certain things have to be spoken face to face. Certain time have to be spoken, in a virtual thing. When we can choose virtual platform, when we have to choose face to face platform, what things can be discussed in a group, what these things we can discuss in a in individual one-on-one discussion. I used to play special attention, and because of which my marketability, my contributions, my relevance to the context has increased. So I really owe a lot to that supervisor. I'm not disclosing their names because I have not taken their permissions to speak about them here. That's the reason I'm not taking their names. But that person has helped me a lot. So even though he was aggressive, even though he was right, even though he was direct, he helped me. He has given feedback and he helped me, right? So this is the other opportunity. That means the leaders, they don't prefer niceness. Of course, they follow niceness, but they prefer right. They prefer right by being nice. So they'll be direct, they'll be aggressive. They want our betterment, right? So even though in the short term, we might perceive it wrong, but in the long term, it will be useful to us. So they want our goodness. So because of which they give the feedback. It is up to our capability. Are we perceiving it in that sense or not? Yeah. So in the third example, what we have learned, let us document those learnings. here they prefer right by being nice. Third thing is they keep employees long-term productivity and advice. They are direct, and they definitely wants good of us, and they spend lot many hours with us. That means whenever I wanted to talk to them, they are available. Yeah. So this is the this experience is actually telling me that the right leaders, they do these kind of qualities. Yeah. So this is one thing. Now friends, let me talk about the fourth experience, right? So the fourth experience is again, it is in Chennai. We were working for a vice president of that organization. Believe me when I say vice president, he was managing around 30,000 people, 40,000 people. It's a big organization, right? So entry to vice president itself was restricted. So in that context, he was having a special interest in terms of working for an Indian government. So he ensured that he is supervising the employees of that project, and so that if that project is successful, we will get more projects from Indian government, thereby we can get entry into Indian domestic market. So that is the reason he took special advantage. Okay, so he took special interest. So we all worked day in day out. It's a product development project, so we all worked, and one day has come that everything is fine, demos were good, and now it is the time to show it to customer. The customer is centered in Mumbai, so we all were asked to fly to Mumbai. So that was a first experience of getting onto the flight, and we all got into the flight, and we went to Mumbai, and the demo stage is all set. From the customer side also, people have come, and we wanted to show. Nothing is working, nothing. We don't know, the database is screwed, the data is not coming, and all things went wrong. So we were really feeling tense, because that was an opportunity where we can't be wrong, and customers were frustrated. So we were looking hopeless at that point in time. So our leader said, the vice president, pack up guys, we will do good demo after 3 months. Okay friends, we will come back to you after 3 months. There were certain issues, we'll come back to you. That's all he said. We all came back to Chennai. While traveling, we thought he would be angry with us. He was not angry with us, and he did not talk anything about that. He just said, just do your best. 3 months after, we will go back. Nothing to worry. That's what he said. Then we felt more responsible. We all sat together and said, this is not the experience that we want to give to the organization. Now let's work to the best of our capability, and let's work together and ensure that we complete the project and show a proper demo to the customer. Within 1 month, again we traveled back to Mumbai along with the vice president, and we showed it to the customer. The demo was good, and the product got signed off. So what the learnings from this particular thing? The first thing is, when something goes wrong, the leaders gives us an opportunity to fail. That means even if we fail, they take a bigger cost. That means here, when the product demo got failed, when customers were not happy, the leader was thinking about, when something goes wrong, everything goes wrong, and it happens. He was more connected to bigger truth. And second thing is, this kind of failures will happen. See, just because the demo did not go well does not mean that people did not do a proper job. I was watching these teams with my own eyes, right? So he was confident on what he was looking. He was confident on what he was looking, what he was perceiving. He felt like team is doing good job. It's just that demo did not go well, and we will make it happen. Nothing to worry. So that's how he provided proper confidence on us. Okay. So team, what I'm saying is, in this example, what learnings we have done. Okay. So let's make sure that, example 4. Okay. So first thing is, uh, um, greater purpose. Okay. Tolerance to mistakes. Third thing is trusting team in the difficult hour, enabling them to do their best, and softly providing the feedback. And fifth one is making them responsible, or more responsible, meaning making them work with more responsibility. That means it is like a team feel, like, let's say team feel, team feels to work, or feels to work with more responsibility. So this is the experience 5. Okay. Now let's talk about the next example. I went to give my car to servicing. Okay. Servicing center. Okay. So this time there is a mechanic. The mechanic is a more capable guy, and he worked as a mechanic right from his childhood days. So he set up his own shop, and he employs many other junior mechanics under him. So I saw that, whenever a problematic car goes to him, he ensures that he delegates that to a proper person, and he is behind that person. That means he oversees how the work is happening across. He is on the floor, he's on the ground. So what happens is, because he is competent, everybody is looking upon to him to learn, and he coaches them on the ground, and people are grateful to him because he is coaching them how to solve on the ground live. Okay. So he's competent, and he delegates, and then he enables people, and basically he's there to help the people when they are not able to resolve the problem. So because of which I could able to see a productive, respectable environment there, right? And even the junior mechanics who work under him, they have respect towards him, and they're also reciprocating or giving the same kind of experience and expertise to customers. So it is not one senior mechanic who put the shop there. All his junior mechanics are also started giving the same experience to people, because he delegates and he oversees that things are being done properly. So this is the example I could able to get now. And he ensures that all the operations are documented well, right? And those operations are mounted on the wall, and this is how he operates. Yeah. So basically he is competent, and he knows, he delegates and then enables. Okay. Delegates and enables the team, and coaching and mentoring on the ground, and he documents the processes, so that the same is mounted on the wall, so that it is visible. These are the learnings that we are getting from this example. So having given these examples, Let me talk about what is the essence of these qualities. The first quality is they model the desired behaviors around them. So these leaders, they provide certain attributes. It can be honesty, where they want to identify the truth and they effectively communicate the truth. They speak the same language. So if they say something, there's a greater credibility for their voice, and employees look upon to them. Second is they're always forward looking. Third one is they are competent. The fourth one is they're inspiring. The fifth one is they are actually time management. They focus more on time management. Okay, so this is the first level of observations we get it. The second thing is they promotes a compelling vision. That means, let me share an example. Now, I was watching a movie called Border. In that, there is a battalion of soldiers. They were, protecting our country from one corner of the country. So they were at the border. Now there is a group of 20 people in that particular battalion, and one of the soldier, he gets a letter from home stating some member from family member of his was seriously ill. So he wanted to ask permission to the battalion chief, stating that I want to go back to home, see and come back. Now he goes, because he was hesitant how to ask, because the situation was sensitive there. He goes, reaches out to the leader and said, I want leave, because he says. Then the leader says, okay, go, but don't tell me why, because if you tell why, all of us are having reasons why we cannot be here. We are keeping all those reasons aside, and we are giving top priority to our nation's interest to protect, and we are here. If you think that your personal priority is more important, go, but do not tell why you are going. So this person was surprised that the battalion leader has given that leave so easily. So he packs up his things and he walks for about a kilometer or so, and after that he turns back and said, no, I want to be part of a greater story. I want to work for that vision of saving the country. I wanted to be with my battalion team while achieving this. And he comes back and says, I don't want to avail the leave, and I want to be here, and I want to work for the cause. So the leaders always connects us to a greater purpose, why we are doing, and they binds us with the thought process, so that we all feel that we work with our own interest. Okay, so they also support the culture of feedback, right? So in great leaders, you see in those environments, the feedback is given frequently, and it is being respected, and people respect the feedback. When you say you respect the feedback, meaning whenever you receive feedback from next person, some part of it you can accept it, where you bring a change. Some part of it you cannot accept it, because data points are not sufficient to convince that no, this is right, so you reject it. There is some piece where you say, I want to keep it on hold. So whenever somebody gives feedback to you, there can be three things. What you accept, what you cannot accept, that means you reject it, and what you want to keep something on hold, because if somebody else also gives the same feedback, then you want to think, okay, 3-4 people are giving the same feedback, there must be something wrong with me. So in productive environments where proper leadership is there, the feedback is given periodically, and feedback is taken with respect, processed with respect. Okay, and there is enough transparency. Okay, see friends, and there is another attribute called willing to challenge, right, the status quo. For example, when Google has come, it's basically search engine. So what's the big deal in it? Everybody thought about it, but now today, if you see in Google search, Some companies, they want to be featured on the top, so they pay some amount. So search has got such a good marketability. These people have identified it well before, so they challenge the standard way of thinking. They change the world. Okay, that's number one. Number two, Amazon. If you see, when they entered into the market, nobody believed that their concept would actually succeed this way. But the way Amazon is now changing the ways, you can understand. So these leaders will look things, and they start challenging every single idea. They're open for innovation, and they're open for new ideas, and they encourage speaking about it. Okay, and most importantly, my friends, these people are humble. That means the leaders, they don't show their ego, they don't yell frequently, they keep their ego at check. They don't show their influence and power on people to nub or snub on their face or at the beginning. They encourage, they make people, they put open-ended questions, so that people who are actually coming forward, they can further think, okay, do you think it still helps our cause? Do you think it is completed? So they put such kind of questions, so that the people will come back with even more precise ideas. So they are humble. Okay, and more importantly, these leaders accept their mistakes. Okay, so if there is something really wrong they have done, they do admit. There is a story there where I've seen a video where Bajaj, Rahul Bajaj, I think, so senior Bajaj. Okay, so he was sharing an example. See, at one point in time, for many years, the scooters, Bajaj scooters, they have ruled Indian market. It's almost like monopoly. Now the bike market, when it started emerging, what happened is the Bajaj company felt that no, the bike is no more going to be relevant on Indian roads and Indian mindset. It's only the scooters. Let's not focus on bike market. So it's why this is how Bajaj was late to the bike market. Soon the other companies like Hero Honda, they all captured the market. And at that point in time, Bajaj felt that they did mistake, and they wanted to venture into bike market. But by then, already they lost huge market share to other companies. So in that interview, the senior Bajaj almost cries and says, there are few people who attach to us, and who are working for us, who attached to us, and they became jobless. And one of the worker came back to senior Bajaj and said, Rahulji, I have my child's marriage, and I don't have enough money at this point in time. I was always willing to work with you only, but now I'm jobless, kind of a statement he told. And then at that point in time, the Bajaj saying that it's my mistake that I couldn't envision, I couldn't foresee how the market trend is going to be. And because of this, not only me, even my core workers are also going through this. I'm sorry for this. And that's how he responds. So leaders, they do admit their mistake, and they make necessary corrections. That's why they shift left by accepting and by apologizing. Okay, so friends, at the end of the day, they're also responsible. They make decisions by taking the company's bigger interest in mind. That means for them, the company is temple. Okay, so the company interests are temple. So they work and for the company, and they take decisions in the interest of the company's prospects. Okay, and if there are any unethical behaviors, they do not tolerate, and they report it immediately. And respect is their main key. So those people, they respect, they maintain an attitude of mutual respect, and they respect cultural differences, especially while working with global teams. Okay, and also they negotiate in good faith. Okay, so they just don't want to win a conversation. They wanted to work for companies' goals. They want to go for a win-win. Okay, and they deal conflicts directly. That means they don't let the conflicts grow in a bigger side. So that they get on to the conflicts directly, and they try to solve it. And they do not show their position or power to influence the people. They wanted to see what is the truth, and how do we understand the cause for that, and how do we solve it. This is how they work for it. Okay, and they are fair. That means they act impartially, means and they treat everybody same. There is no point of discrimination in their lens. And they do not use their position both for personal gains or business goals. So these are the attributes the leaders show, and these attributes are actually uh, helpful in terms of creating a positive and productive environment. See, friends, today I'm telling you, it is not just salary that motivates people. It is a proper leadership that binds people. And believe me, if proper leadership is not there, it is like you are having bricks, but there is no cement in between. The cement is invisible between the bricks, but if there is no proper cement, there is no wall. So today, many businesses, even though they have wonderful idea, good amount of money, they're not able to succeed because they don't have proper leadership. And if there is a proper leadership, even average people also, they start performing better. If you see, the World Cup winners, they're not necessarily star players. They are the people who are magnetized for a bigger vision. They are brought into the cause of doing our best, and doing whatever I can to achieve. So that kind of mindset they were into, and it's because of a good leaders, selfless leaders. So I personally believe that these leadership attributes or leadership practices, we have to note down. We should see what are applicable for us, and we should employ. When there is a proper leadership, there is a proper environment. Okay, the employees want to be part of great story, and this is possible only with great leadership. So friends, with this, I wanted to tell you that leadership practices are the making elements in creating productive environments. With this, I thank your interest to learn, and I look forward to add more value add sessions in future. Thank you.